All right, for today's video, my sister, my way older sister, the one I call the crab, gave me one of those fake fireplace heaters to see if I could repair it for her, and I was not able to. The controller board inside this unit was bad, so I modified it when she said she no longer wanted it because I couldn't repair it. All I did was take the heater out and the blower fan, that's these two pieces right here. These both still work. The controller board inside the unit was bad, and the replacement for that board cost as much as one of these heaters brand new. So she said she didn't want it. She's going to buy a brand new heater, and I knew I could get it working as far as just looking like a fireplace. So she gave it to me so I could do that. And I'm sorry I'm breathing like a herd of perverts right now, but I'm sick, so I'm a mouth breather. But I modified this unit, and I'm going to show you what I did to it. All right, I turned the shop lights back on so you can see. But this unit, what I did was I just put in two LED strip lights. They come out the back and they plug into two USB ports, and then I got the regular power cable that turns the motor that makes the flickering effect for the flames. That's all there is to this thing now. There's nothing else inside of it. As I said, I took the blower motor out and the heater elements, heater coils out. I'm gonna use them in something else eventually. And got her working that way. But I don't like the two USB cables coming out the back, and the power cord for this thing is really heavy duty because the heater that was in it, so it's hard to bend. I don't like the power cord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two of these on the inside of the unit to power the strip lights, so these cables no longer come out, and then I'm going to change the power cord to something a little more flexible, and it'll only have one cord coming out the back. That everything will turn on when you plug in that one cord instead of having three. I originally was going to power the two USB cords with battery packs, but I don't like that, having to change out batteries. So I'm going to put these and coil all that wire up on the inside, make it all just run off one power cord. All right, let me disassemble the unit and get started. All right, got the video on now. If you ever wanted to know what's inside one of these things, you're about to find out. Not much. Couple screws. I don't have them all put back in there yet because I knew this was going to be taken back apart. The top of this unit is where the control board used to be. Used to be mounted right there, these 4 screws, and it connected to the controller board. I just cut all the wires out of that. I didn't need any of that stuff, so we can set this off to the side. There's a piece of glass in the front that just slides right up out. We are very carefully going to set that off to the side somewhere. There's a plastic strip that goes on the top and one on the bottom. They'll come off when you remove the glass sometimes. Just be mindful that you need those. Set that glass over here very carefully out of the way, and then your fake logs, they just slide right up out of it. That's your logs. They're hollow. Light shines up in there. We'll set them off to the side also. And I'll give you a look at what's inside. All right, this is looking at the unit from the front. This is where the power cord comes in, and down here you can see the 2 light bars that I stuck in there. All those do is shine light up into the bottom of that fake log. There's the part that turns to make the flickering of the flames, and that's all there is to it. Those wires for the lights run out the back, and that motor right down there, that's the motor on the side. I don't know how well you can see that turns the device that makes the flames. Let me get a flashlight. Well, that flashlight's almost dead, but that's good enough. That's the motor that turns the bar that makes the flickering for the flames. That's all there is to this thing. They're pretty basic. So let me put you back on the tripod. All Okay. Now I don't like the power cord that's in here. It's just too thick. I don't really care for it. And it doesn't have to come out the top anymore, so I can move that down to the bottom. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna put those 2 USB lights on the inside so those wires don't stick out. So if you look right here, there's a couple screws that will allow this mat to come out where you can get easy access. I'm gonna remove those real quick. Two more. So that's just a flexible, I don't know, it's made out of some kind of plastic. We're going to set it over here by this glass. And now you can see I can get to the inside of that very easily. There's one more patch on the back, piece of metal I'm going to take off. Just a little access panel on the back. I'm gonna set that over here also by the glass. And now I can get my hands in and out very easily. There's some sticky tabs. Get those things off of there. But now you can see I can get my hands in and out. So I'm gonna change this power cord out to something more flexible and find one more USB adapter that I can use to power these wires on the inside for the LED light strips, so they don't have to stick out at all. I can power them off the power cord on the inside. All right, I'm gonna gather some supplies. I'm gonna pause this video for just a few minutes and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have found another one of the small Apple chargers. So now each one of these USB cables will have their own charger. And then I'll plug those both into an extension cord, curl them up inside the unit, hook it all up and I'm ready. Got a brand new computer power cord. That's what I'm gonna be using instead of that thick cord that's on there right now. So let me get this thick cord cut out of here and then I get all this stuff wired together how it's supposed to be. Oh man. Ooh, this cold is kicking my butt. All right. What we got? Here's some extra wires that don't need to be in here. Take them out too while I'm at it. You probably can't see a lot of what's going on. All right. Let me move you where you can see a little bit. It should be a little better for you. You see how that looks. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so these wires right here come up. Get these things out of here. See, these are, I can use one of these when I'm putting all this stuff back in here probably. Keep wires from getting tangled up in this piece right here that makes the reflection, or makes the flames, sorry. These wires are the only ones I need to worry about for this motor, so I'm gonna cut them right here. And the rest of this can just be cut out. I'm still gonna have a ground wire in here when I'm done. I'm just gonna move it where it ain't at the top of this thing. Excuse me. Flathead screwdriver. Forgot I just rearranged all these tools recently. I mounted a bunch of magnets so I could hang tools all over the place, and now I got to get used to my new arrangement. This old power cord out of there. I'm going to keep the ground that already has the lug on it so I can reuse it. Right. Now, the old power cord, I can hold on to this for something later that requires a heavier duty cord. But for what I'm wanting to do with this, I don't need anywhere near that size. And it's more annoying than anything else because it just doesn't bend very well. So it just makes it aggravating. So I'm going to replace it. Again, I apologize for all the mouth breathing. I've got the man flu. Very serious case, might not make it out. Okay. So, the LED lights I have in the bottom, they're magnetic, but they don't stay in place very well. So I'm going to drill a few holes and use some wire ties to make sure that those don't move. I wonder if I could put those up in the bottom of that piece of wood. That'd be even better. for a moment. See, I can put them up in there like that. I wonder if that would work. If it'd be too bright like that, I don't think it would be. Well, if I had about 18 more hands, I'd be all right. All right. I don't reckon that looks bad, does it? Looks kind of good. I don't even really need 2 lights. I could get away with using 1. Now that puppy right there, be done with it. Drill a hole or 2, zip tie. Or a small tie. You're watching this video, congratulations, you're a very thankful person. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, my heavy breathing from this cold isn't bothering you too bad, maybe you'll like and subscribe to this video. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more of this kind of stuff in the future. DIYs and this kind of stuff. So if you enjoy it, please enjoy it. Back. I'll give it a quick test just to see if the flickering part of it still works the way it should. If it does, we'll go ahead and put this thing back together. If we take this light fixture out, then I'm only going to have to use one. So I'm going to put this one in and get it going. Pretty good for taking off there. Wire this cord right here. This in temporarily to make sure they work. It should. Gotta put the black or the cardboard piece back in. See if we get that flickering effect. Lights off so you can see that a little better. I'm using the Rode Go 2 wireless microphone system for YouTube videos now. I can get about 60 feet away and you should still be able to hear me just fine. Well, the log lights up good, but I don't know how much I care for, you can't really see the flickering effect, can you? Alright, so I'm going to put the second light back in and rest it in the bottom. See if that fixes the flickering effect, which I'm sure it will. Give it just a moment. Second light going back in bottom now. It's a lot better. Much better. All right, so we will need that in there. Okay. So I will be using 2 lights after all, and that's why I like to take my time, do things the right way. All right. Let me go turn my shop lights back on. Sorry you ever hear me crunching on that cough drop. Trying not to hack my brains out while making a YouTube video. Get this back out for now. Fake logs can go ahead and, no, I gotta take them back out for just a minute. I can run that first light the proper way. Wires get hooked on everything. All right, we're gonna set that off to the side here for just a moment while we install the first light in the floor to make the flickering effect. I bet I could put that right there. Maybe that face it up with zip ties. It's magnetic, so it stays there, but I don't trust that to stay there when I move it, so I'm just going to add a zip tie or 2 right here. I'll get all of that metal shavings out with a vacuum when I'm done. All right, come on, get in there now. I got that cut to the right length, so I'm gonna trim off the top. Drill one more hole in this end, and we'll be good to go. Now that light is not going anywhere. That's good. Okay. So now you can see, let me get you out of that tripod for a moment. So this LED light strip I just mounted with 2 zip ties right there. And all that does is make light sparkle off that thing as the motor turns it. Gives it the flame effect. Put you back in here. All right. Now, I can put the fake log back in, but first I got to put the backsplash in and put the screws back in it. Actually, I'm going to blow all those metal shavings out. Give me just a moment to find my, well, I'm going to use compressed air. I'm going to turn this video off while I pump up the air compressor so you don't have to listen to that. Be right back. All right, I'm going to blow out the bottom of this thing to make sure it's clean. Whew. Hit my tripod, didn't I? Oh, we're all right. All right, let me put this air hose up now. All the metal shavings are out of the bottom. I don't have to worry about none of that stuff. We can go ahead and put her back together. The backing. This stuff goes in first. Just sits right down in that right there. A couple screws, all it takes to hold that in. And that's good enough for that. Now we'll reinstall the fake log with its LED light. Tuck this wiring down in the channel. Slides right down in there like that right there. Beautiful. All right, pull this wiring out the back. Now I'm gonna turn it around so you can see the back side. Okay. Each one of those lights has a controller. I've just left them in the on position so that I can coil these up and put them in the bottom. I don't need these, I'll use zip ties. These are just those sticky pads. And honestly, I don't even need to put anything on the back because we're not trying to hold any heat in, and you won't see the back side. So I could leave it like that so that it's easy to get to if I need to work on it in the future. Just leave the back side off. This is made to sit inside of a fireplace, and I live in a mobile home. My wife and I have a fireplace but prefer not to use it because we live in a mobile home. So I'm gonna make one of these for us. These wires up, I guess right here, and take some zip ties to them. Hear my dogs out there playing. We recently took in a stray we caught somebody dumping off. She had the mange really bad, so we've almost got her healed of that. And we had a boxer beforehand who was an only dog, so now he's got him a little playmate. They get along real good. And we took him in as a stray, and whoever had him before us abused the you-know-what out of him. So it's taken us a lot of love and a long time to get him to come around and not be nervous around us, but we finally got him there after about a year. He was almost dead when we found him. Luckily, we were able to nurse him back to health. All right, now let's think of how we're going to do this. So this is the cord I'm going to want to use as the main power cord. I'm going to cut this loose. All right, it's going to take a few minutes to think how I'm going to do this here. Be right back. All right, I got my mind made up what I want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do for the thing that replicates the flickering for the flames, I'm going to install this. So give me just a few moments to get this done. I'm trembling so bad right now from being sick, I can't hardly hold on to nothing. All right, what fell out here? Okay, here we go. These things are so easy to use. I don't normally tremble like that, but sure doing it today. Done. Excuse me. Let's plug in there the proper way so it's safe. All right, there you go. So now we can put one of these on this side, one of these on that side, and one of these on that side. And all of this will just sit in the bottom. Nice and safe, how it's supposed to. Give me just a few moments to make the power cord for the other end. All right. Cut that off and leave just a little bit in case I ever need to use that piece. I find with all the tinkering that I do, as many times, I need stuff like that so I don't throw it out for a little while. I'll hold on to it just in case. All right, remember the green lug I kept that already has the ground on it? Let my Weller soldering iron warm up here, so we can do a little bit of soldering. That's going to take about 60 seconds to warm up. So while that's doing that, I'm going to step over here and get 3 wire nuts to cover up those wires. All right. Look at there, orange and blue. Say it ain't so. It's for all you Gator fans out there. All right. That got a tad warm. All right, so there's a piece here we want to do. Take this thing apart right here. Get my solder flux put away. Hold my breath so I don't breathe this stuff. All right, done with the soldering iron. Turn it off. Move it out the way so I don't get burned. And I don't burn nothing else. All right, it's out of the way. Now, you got 3 wires. Green, of course, has to go in the ground. So we're going to hook that up first. Come on now, there you go. All right, get green hooked up first. Put on the ergonomic handle, that way hold that thing a little better. And now you can see green is in the green for the ground lug. The other 2 are in the other 2 lugs. They're in there tight. So now I can put this part back together. Let me look at where the connector goes here. All right, these only go back together one certain way. That way you know you did it right. Soldered everything together so I know it won't come loose. And I didn't need wire nuts after all. All right, so ground lug will be bolted down right there. And it all just plugs in to that cord right there. Let me Fit all that in the bottom. Let me install the ground lug using one of the bolts that came out of it. That hole's a little bit too small. Story of my life. Excuse me. Trying not to be gross and burping and stuff on y'all, but it's not easy when you're sick. All right, we're gonna drill that hole out a little bit. Get to make some more noise in y'all's ear. Get a drill bit. That size. In case you didn't know this about drills, watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna put this drill bit in. I'm gonna lock it down. Then I'm gonna go back just a little bit and it clicked. Did you hear that click when I went back? That locks your chuck into place so your chuck doesn't come loose. A lot of people don't know that drills even have that in them. Now you know. All right, hold your ears for a minute. World's dullest drill bit. All right, now. Put this on the inside of that little bolt. And there's my little lock washer, star lock washer. Put that on there first. Then a little nut on there. And I just lost my star washer. Hold on a minute, put that back on. Star washer going back on. Ground bolt going back on. Trying to get gorilla hands in all these places is just almost impossible sometimes. Get on there now. Started the right way. Here we go. All right, all right, now she's nice and tightened down. No longer need the socket set. I'll get it out of my way. Okay, so what you have now, my ground's hooked back up, all my cables are hooked back up. I'm gonna go ahead and conduct a fire test. Plug it in, let's just see what happens. All right, flickering effects, turning, lights are on, no smoke, none of that stuff. So she's gonna be just fine. And like I said, I'm just gonna leave this panel off in case I ever need to get to anything in the back. Let me spin it around for you and let you see it working. Now we've only got one nice flexible cord coming out the back. My drill's put up. Drill bits put up. Tools away. The zip ties away. Pliers out of the way. Put back where they belong. Spin this thing around for you and let you see it. All right. It Everything's doing what it's supposed to. Now we're gonna find the glass, put it back in very gently. There's a slot it fits in right in the front. Remember your rubber piece on the bottom and your rubber piece on the top. Made sure those are in place. Glass is in. Now the top piece, where the control board used to be, is just a top piece now. It just fits down inside there. A couple screws, put it back together. And voila. This doesn't work, but I left it in there because if I took it out, I'd have a huge gaping hole. I got plans to put something there to make it look better, but she's working now. Only one cord sticking out the back, just how I wanted it. So I'm gonna stop this video now and put it all the way back together. Just thought I'd show you a little bit of tinkering today. See ya. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's the top part I said I was gonna put in. Cover up the smooth edges. It's just a piece of rubber designed to go around the edges like that, so that's finished. It's CAT approved.